Good morning, Vietnam. I haven't used that one in a while. How is everyone doing? Tom, aka Nostra Thomas, aka Diamond Nuts, here to say, what is up? How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? A little boring out there in crypto land, but we're going to take a look at what's going on. Talk about some Harmony One. That Harmony One rocket ship is fueling up. It's looking good. Is this the time finally for blast off? Kind of want to focus on just taking it nice and slow. This will probably be a quick stream unless you guys get me going. Rev me up, ask me anything you want. You can talk about anything you want. We're going to talk about some Harmony One. First, we'll take a look at what's going on in the markets. Like I said, it's pretty boring, but we're at important levels on a lot of things. I know people say that kind of stuff, but how often do you hear me say it, right? How often you hear me say it? I really do think we're kind of at a critical level. I don't know. I'm feeling like too much pressure is on this Bitcoin ETF, and it makes me a little nervy. Makes me a little nervous because just because a couple people, there's FUD, and then there's what I would call anti-FUD. How much one do you think one person have too long term? How much one? It depends on your financial situation, right, and your risk tolerance. Because Harmony One is riskier. I love me some Harmony One, but Harmony One is a bit riskier than, Cardano or Ethereum. I guess Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is about as blue chip as it gets. But if they fail that beacon chain, if they fail that, Ethereum, which I don't think so, right? I mean, that's about as blue chip as it gets. Me, like, I allocate about 10% of my portfolio to Harmony One. I want more. Don't get me wrong. I want more. I do think it's the token currently in my portfolio that can greatly increase my gain. I've said it quite often. I do think Harmony One can easily see $1. Whether or not that happens this year or not, I don't know. I mean, I think it should be pushing $1 right now. Let's just get right into it, then, I guess. I guess you can't. No, I'm just messing with you. All right, let's quickly see what's going on in the market overall, and then we'll pop on and we can continue the Harmony One discussion. And then anything else you guys want to talk about? I do want to talk about Cardano NFTs today. There's quite a bit going on. They are exploding. Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's hanging around that Fibonacci. Where it's been hanging around that whole 55, 56, 57,000 level. Everyone can stop panicking, stop worrying. I did confirm Crypto Savvy is still bearish, so everything's good there. We still got the bears pounding the table. Again, I always say, listen to the bear arguments, because it could go either way. No one knows. The bulls don't know. The bears don't know. We're all biased. Typically, people on this channel are biased because we're bulls, right? We want it to go up. We need it to go up. Again, I'm a little bit worried about this whole ETF thing. What happens? We should be hearing answers this week, I believe. I think the 19th, 17th, something like that. So maybe early next week. It's either like, hey, this got approved, or, more delay. So we'll have to see how that plays out. We are at a critical level. Again, this Fibonacci, I do think this whole 55 to 57, so the Fib's at 57. We were above it, we lost it, but we're also above the 50 on the logarithmic growth curve, right? So that, like I mentioned this back here, where I thought we could do this. I thought we could, guess what? We did it. Maybe I'm better at technical analysis than I give myself credit for. Do you think that ETF was free? I don't know what that word is, brother. Either you're spelling it wrong. I know you're from like Brazil or something, so or maybe I'm just stupid because I don't know every word. Free. Do you think that ETF was? I don't know what you're trying to say. My apologies. Hit that like button, everyone. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already. If you like the content, if you don't, hit the dislike. That's fine. It's fine. I won't hold it against you. But I do want to grow the channel. I do want to help as many people as possible. Again, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just, I love having a few people to hang out and chat with in the morning so we can talk about crypto. For me, it's the morning. For you, it might be lunchtime, afternoon, bedtime, middle of the night. I don't know. This gets me out of bed and then off to work afterwards. So Bitcoin, again, is holding the 50, close to losing it. It has went down below it today so far. I didn't even realize that. What did we have a low today? 54. All right, we came all the way down to 54. This is a pretty critical level. Del Boy Bateman in the house. Will Harmony break again short term? We're getting there, brother. We're getting there. Long and short answer is, I don't. No one knows, but I think so. All right, and I'll cover some of the reasons why in a bit. But again, it doesn't matter, right? It's just my opinion. You think that yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe. No, maybe a little, but not a lot. Yeah, no problem, bro. No problem. Maybe a little, but I don't think so too much, just because Bitcoin is kind of, Bitcoin is kind of hanging out where it's kind of potentially waiting to see what happens with that ETF. If the ETF, if there's delays, there's still hope for November. So I don't forecast a huge crash, but there could be a dip. And then if it gets approved, if it gets approved, I think it could explode. It could freaking explode. You too, boy. Boy. All right. So we're holding the 50. We need to hold that and then get back above this. I don't know that we're going to get a lot happening unless there's catalyst. That's just kind of how it is with Bitcoin right now. I mean, it is boring as hell because we're basically where we were back in February, right? It's been a long rocky road. I mean, February. I mean, to be quite honest, I don't know. Like, if we were to go back to December when Bitcoin, wow, it was 50. No, that's January. All right. If we were to go back to December, ask yourself this: you may not have been in Bitcoin when it was at 20,000, right? 19,000, breaking new all-time highs. I mean, if you were to go back then, would you say, man, if Bitcoin was 57,000 in 10 months, would you be okay with that? I mean, I could. So you just got to kind of temper your expectations. We have an idea of how ugly things could get, right? Crypto Savvy thinks we can get down to 9,000. I think he's a little off on that. Typically, we have not broken below the logarithmic growth curve. The one exception would be the sticky icky, the beginning of that once in a century event. Other than that, it's held pretty good. That's why I do put a lot of faith into this logarithmic growth curve. I think it's a really good time to buy Bitcoin when it's below it, and then consider taking profits if that's how you roll as it gets higher and higher, and especially up towards the top here. If we have a blow off top, I don't know personally if we could see. I mean, we could, especially if the ETF happens and there's major FOMO. It could happen, but that is trillions of dollars coming into the market. I have heard statistics like if the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, that's 1 trillion plus money comes in, and then the way it multiplies and guerrilla math, it turns, I don't know, right? So it can definitely happen, but again, listen to your crypto savvies. Maybe he's right. And honestly, really think about what you're going to do, how you're going to handle it if the market does crash, because it could happen again, and it will happen, right? Bitcoin will see massive corrections, and Ethereum, I think they'll get better over time, but we're going to still see 30, 40% drops. So what happens if this is a bull trap and we do go back down to 30,000, 25,000, 20,000? Really seriously think about that. Do things like I do. Have your portfolio in a spreadsheet or in a coin tracker or something like that, and kind of evaluate, are you fine if it crashes? Can you hold until you're right? Because if you can hold until you're right, we're eventually going to be right. Right now, it's going to take, because I've been in it for a while. Some people are new to it. The longer you're in it, usually it gets easier. You get more accustomed to that ride because it has been a freaky roller coaster. All right, I'm not going to wax on about this. Let's move on and look at a couple things that tie into the Bitcoin market really well. This Bitcoin overall cryptocurrency market cap is something I pointed out last week. It is struggling to get above this trend line, and we're still seeing that. So it is dipped a little. This is going to be an important trend line to break across too, I believe. And then let's see, I think the Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall, and that's why. So the Bitcoin dominance is probably, everything's probably just going to consolidate, accumulate for a minute until there's some major FUD movement. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but what major FUD's left? I mean, China has banned every angle of Bitcoin there is, and that's typically, you know, about as bad as it gets when it comes to FUD. So really, it's just, I don't think the Bitcoin searches and the retail is really going crazy. I don't even know that like Bitcoin, that whole Bitcoin search, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, Bitcoin searches, Bitcoin searches. I'm not even sure how much that can move the market. I mean, I can be wrong, but how much? Because again, we're at 2.4. Let's take a look. I think we're around 2.3, 2.4 trillion. 2.38 trillion. Dude, 2017, dude and dudettes. 2017, we were at 600, 700 billion. This is a lot more money. It takes a considerable amount of money. Again, people throw around 10x's, 20x's. It takes a lot more money to continue to have these parabolic moves. Can we have big moves? I was in a Discord yesterday, and someone asked, how many X's do you want out of your, like, this is NFT based, but how many X's do you want to make by the end of the year? And he was like, I'm hoping to get 25X. I'm just like, my God, man, greed. The greed is at all-time levels. I'm like, I'm happy with the 3X. I am happy with the 3X. I will take that all day long. Continue, right? Again, I'm much more conservative. It's working out well. Accumulate and accumulate and stake. And I eat steak. I'm a vegetarian that eats steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I spell it S-T-A-K-E, but you know what I'm saying. Again, I'm not worried about selling. I don't want to sell. I don't want to be put into a position to sell. Slow and steady, tortoise in the hare. I want to be the tortoise. I enjoy good gains, but it can't. The problem with 10, 50, or like 8, 10, 12X is you're going to have huge pullbacks. I'm looking for a nice, smooth ride. Dude, I come from the stocks. You get 20, 30, 40% a year. You had an amazing year. We're getting, if I get 2 or 3X, let's freaking go, right? With a little bit of consistency. All right, so Bitcoin dominance is pulling back. I still think this is going to continue to go up. Probably push up towards like 50%, and then we'll have another massive altcoin season potentially. We'll have to see how that plays out. What is Ethereum doing? Well, I mean, what is everything? And the altcoins, Ethereum's actually down a little. I'm surprised with that. But they're all hanging around what they've been hanging around for a while. Like this goes back really, to August 15th. We had a little up, we had a little down. You know, the roller coaster, tick, 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 wee, tick, 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 tick. Oh no, actually this is the momentum right here. So it's probably going to do this thing. It's going to do this until there's an event like the ETF. Hopefully, right? Because I don't know that this ETF everything says the SEC should pull their head out of their asses and allow a Bitcoin ETF for futures or an underlying, like a stock, an Ethereum ETF. So Ethereum and Bitcoin have a futures. There should be ETFs or options based on both of those. I don't think there's any options on any of those. And those are great hedge tools. And there should, like I said, there should be a Bitcoin ETF. There should be an Ethereum ETF. There should be a cryptocurrency similar to like a basket of ETFs for all the cryptocurrencies. Hell, in my opinion, there should be a Cardano ETF and potentially even now like a Solana ETF. All these things would be great for the crypto. I mean, the United States government in general, I mean, what is it? Let's go, Brandon. Look, I'm not going to get political here. The United States has been a dumbass when it comes to cryptocurrency. Republican, Democrat, they don't know what the hell they're doing. The United States government should be first regulating cryptocurrency. Yes, let's get some guidance. Let's get some protection. I don't want like crazy overreach like the SEC and all the bullshit they're trying to do and all the idiot, how stupid they're being about it. But the United States should be accumulating Bitcoin. Take some of that money you're buying your junk bonds or whatever the hell you're buying, like $2 trillion of, or not 2 trillion, I don't know. It's a ridiculous amount every month we're buying, pumping up the economy. You put some of that, buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, right? The United States could buy the entire market cap of Bitcoin if they wanted to. Well, I don't know. The price would skyrocket as they buy it. But you get my point. Buy it. Like, hold it like we used to hold gold. It is going to be a major asset of the future. I would vote for any politician that was very, like, that's a major thing to me, right? Like, right now, and that's not going to change, but a vast majority, I don't know about a lot of people, especially in the United States, I don't know what it's like around the world. We got a lot of people around the world. I trade my ETH for secret. I'm a little bummed. I do. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that tangent. In the United States, especially, I don't know if this is the same around the world, but there's a dividing line of, and it keeps getting worse and worse because of bigger and bigger issues, and it's really ugly in the United States when it comes to like hardcore Democrats and hardcore Republicans. It's really quite revolting, but there's this big dividing line, and it's mostly like pro-abortion and anti-abortion, right? Like that's the main reason a lot of people will vote one way or the other. Anunnaki in the house. OG Anunnaki, how you doing? How you doing? So anyway, it gets pretty ugly, but for me, dude, like I would vote if someone was like very pro-crypto and said like, even kind of like me, Kevin was like that. I want regulation to make it easier and better for people to mine and be green. I want a lot of regulation for like green initiatives, solar, battery powered cars, and all that. But if they were to give like incentives for mining Bitcoin, because all this stuff will boost the economy, and Bitcoin is going to go up tremendously in value, and other things around cryptocurrency. Yes. Take over USDC or get whatever, figure it out, right? There's so much you could do with this. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue to wax on about that. Let's get to it. I know a lot of people are waiting. Let's go to the stock market and see what. I'm kidding. We're gonna talk about Harmony One right now. All right, Harmony One. We've been talking about this quite a bit lately, and I got very good news. Very well so far. We got to see if it holds. And right now it's struggling again. Oh, Harmony One, why do you break our hearts like this? Harmony One, you're blessed. Harmony One is blessed. I believe it's Mapler Stacker that started that. I'm going to turn that into a major internet Harmony One meme. I don't know if, anyway, Harmony One is blessed. Harmony One has been struggling. It has broken through all-time highs. It has hit price discovery. Let me see. I think this is correct. Let me double check. The high there, 23 cents. We might need to adjust. Let's take a look. Harmony One's not going anywhere. Why are you not giving me the edit? This isn't there. Yep, 23. All right, we're looking good. We have had, what do we had? So all-time high, March 29th. Very long, ugly. Oh my goodness, the sky is falling road. This was a typical excellent moment for you to accumulate. Again, I do think Harmony One is one of the most undervalued smart chains on the planet. I use it all the time. It is a delight, even compared to my biggest bag, Cardano, which is extremely painful right now, extremely painful. But I have faith in Cardano. I have faith. Long road, and then congratulations, first of all, to anyone that bought it back. I know I kind of ignored it back here. I definitely slept on it, as the cool kids say. So congratulations to anyone that accumulated a shitload of it back here. You're like already in the promised land, right? Like it's going to be pretty hard for you to lose money on your Harmony One right now. Hopefully you got a gigantic bag. Not many people are going to be in this boat, right? Hopefully you built up hopefully you took that risk. You built up a nice gigantic bag. You're staking it, and you're just going to continue to accumulate more. Anyone that bought, like I bought pretty heavily around 17 cents. So I'm still doing pretty good. I mean, all things considered. And I'm happy. I'm comfortable. I am convinced, and I could be wrong, I am convinced this is going to $1. I think even a $3 Harmony One is well within reach. $1 Harmony One puts us at around 10 billion. I think we should be there now. This is just as good as Matic. This is just as good as, if not, well, actually, this is better than Matic, right? The only difference right now is Matic has a bit more adoption, and it's only because they incentivize the hell out of it. And it, so again, we came back up recently. We pushed the all-time high again in the middle of September. It got rejected, a very ugly rejection. I don't remember. Was there a reason for this? Or this was just general market? Oh, didn't China ban Bitcoin again at that time? Yeah, so China banned Bitcoin for the 57th time, and the whole market took another dump. These are excellent opportunities. When there's major FUD like that, your antenna should go up, nanu, and it should be you should be sitting there thinking this is the time to buy. That's what I try to do. I'm not really looking to buy any major coins right now. There is the old Astro swap I'm interested in. I am picking up some Coney. I am looking for those coins in the Polkadot ecosystem, the Cardano ecosystem, and hopefully soon the Harmony One ecosystem. There's a few out there that I'm kind of looking at and I'm kind of interested in, but I'm holding off right now. To me, there's enough risk reward left in Harmony One to worry about the ecosystem. Let the Harmony One, because there's things coming up. There's some project that involves Apple Pay and the One Wallet and things like that. They're obviously going to help adoption. There's a catalyst that could come. Like, we're only on Binance. If a Coinbase listing were to come, a Gemini listing were to come, a Kraken listing were to come, that's going to drive adoption. Prices up. We got Aave, we got Curve coming. I still think we have Anchor One coming. I guess I know there's partnerships with Terra Luna for sure. How soon or quickly Anchor is going to come? That's going to drive adoption. I got a few people upset with me because I sold a bunch of my Jewel and I took a lot of my money out of DeFi Kingdoms. Like, guys, I'm still bullish DeFi Kingdoms. DeFi Kingdoms, hopefully they can drive adoption. And I want it to be successful because that brings people to Harmony One. One of the hardest problems with Harmony One is getting people to Harmony One. And you either have to go through the bridge or you're going to, the best routes that I know of are either through the bridge or, which is going to be a technical, logical hurdle for a lot of people. Or, it's even a bit of a technical, logical hurdle just going from Binance. Because typically I'll buy my Harmony One on Binance. You got to set up the Harmony wallets, and all this stuff is very, very confusing to new people. So I would like to see more initiatives that make a lot of that easier to get people, because they've made it a lot easier to get onboarded and buy cryptocurrency when it comes to centralized exchanges. I'd like to see more focus on that when it comes to the decentralized, the cold wallets and things like that. I think the One Wallet, I don't even know if I can get that yet, but that could be a huge catalyst. One Wallet Harmony One. this something I can get yet? I need to figure this out and do it. They're going to have the 20% staking. I think it is only code for Harmony, code for country charge pledge. Copy. Oh, I need to set up Google Authenticator. So this is something I'm going to do this week. Figure out what's going on here. Because again, there's a lot of stuff coming up with Harmony One, the One Wallet. There's a project, Apple Pay, that could be really big. DeFi Kingdoms. We are holding. As of right now, we are not holding. We've lost it again. We got to hold this. We're struggling with the previous all-time high. So this was the first touch, rejected, China FUD, came back up, touch, rejected, touch, strong pushes and wicks, and well, I say strong, wicks above, and didn't hold it. Then a strong, took the blue pill. We held it. Actually, these wick, I didn't even realize this yesterday because we were looking at this yesterday. So this did wick and hold it. So I think there's a good chance that this will wick and hold it again today. We are seeing white in the candle though, so we'll have to see how this plays out. All right, so that's it on Harmony One. I do think we're gonna, personally, I think we're gonna end up holding this and we're gonna continue to really start pushing up here. There's a lot of catalysts coming. The Bitcoin bridge is finalizing. They're working on the cross-chain NFTs. Again, ADA curve. There's a launch pad that there's a couple launch pads, I think. So there's more and more in the ecosystem I'm looking forward to, and I just need to have the time to put more time, learn these things a bit better. It is getting very, very difficult to stay on top of all this stuff. NFTs in itself, there's a lot of opportunity in NFTs. I'm really enjoying that and having a lot of fun with that, but that is beyond a full-time job right there. All right, that's it for Harmony One. I want to talk about Cardano NFTs and blue chips. The Cardano NFT market is really heated up in the last day or so. I think SpaceBudz, oh my goodness, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. All right, so there's two NFTs that I tried to buy recently, and that's going to be, well, there's one I looked at. So SpaceBudz had some auctions, and these things are selling for like ridiculous amounts. SpaceBudz is definitely the creme de la creme, the blue chip that you want to, like long term, not financial advice, long term, you hold this, it's going to appreciate in value. It's a great store of value. It's a great diversification of your assets. We all know how bullish I am on Cardano. Cardano is going to be massive. It's still very, 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 and we get one more very, very early for the Cardano NFT space. It's a little bit, it's a much different game, right? So this is Cardano NFTs. It's a lot tougher. Well, it's getting, because Ethereum's getting packed with so much BS too, like so much garbage is spewing out. There's quite a bit of garbage spewing out on Cardano. The cnft marketplace is not that great. But SpaceBudz is one of those blue chips. We take a look at it. I was looking to buy one. When I first started looking, they were around 4,000 Cardano. They had dipped. There was one that went, look at that, 4,950, right? It has exploded in the last couple of days. So I'm not going to cry over spilt milk because I'm learning, right? I'm watching, I'm learning, and with experience and time, I'll get really comfortable with the ebbs and flows of these. And again, so the next time this dips, if it's not out of reach, I'm buying a SpaceBudz. There was one at 2,500, and then I kind of had that, oh, why is it getting so cheap? Should I wait? Why should I buy it? Because 2,500 Cardano is still a lot. I think at the time Cardano was like $250 or $3. So so Cardano dipping in price might be also part of the reason these are going up in the amount of Cardano. But I half-stepped. I slept on that 2,500 one. I didn't get it. They were at 3,000 for a while, and I'm like, man, I should buy one of these at 3,000, and I didn't. Now look, right? I tell myself I would have been miserable right now because I would have this SpaceBudz that I wouldn't want to sell, but I'd be like, should I sell? Should I buy? Should I sell? This is typically one of these items. If you get into a SpaceBudz, your mindset should be you are holding on to that for years. This is the type of thing that can be worth millions, hundreds of thousands to millions, easy, easy. This is the first PFP on the Cardano blockchain, 10,000 set PFP. It's just like I say all the time. I give, antiques or old cars, antiques in general, old. Well, it's a new era of art. It's a new era of art on the blockchain. The blockchain itself, right? So this is a blue chip. If you're able to buy it, and I'm not saying ape into SpaceBudz right now, though I am very, very convinced that if you did ape into a SpaceBudz right now, it'd be worth a fortune in 5 years if you have that mindset. If you have the mindset that you're just trying to flip it for 1 or 2,000 Cardano within the next month, you might find yourself down 1 or 2,000 Cardano. You can get there, brother. You can get there. You just gotta grind. Grind. I don't know what it's like down in Brazil. You're in Brazil, right? I don't know what it's like down there, brother, but up here, just I don't know, I don't know how old or young you are. I'm too old to be doing things like working. Well, I say that, but this NFTs and YouTube, basically working 100 plus hours a week, I guess, but it's a little bit easier for me on my old bones. But just watch your expenses. Don't be in credit card debt. I try to become a minimalist. I hardly ever buy anything anymore. I don't care about having fancy watches or, dude, if you guys saw my house, again, there's floor work that needs to be done badly. Like I really need to redo the carpets and the floors. There's a few nicks and knacks. Landscaping, I need to redo the fence out in the backyard. I could easily dump like $15,000-$20,000 on the house. And my living room has a computer and a ladder with a helium miner on it and a couple other things. There's no couches, there's no TV. I could easily put like, $5,000-$10,000 worth of nice furniture in there and just chill out there on my fat, white, Irish American ass, and you know what I'm saying? But no, instead, I keep my credit cards paid off. I invested in myself. I spent a lot of time over the years. Again, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. I used to waste a bunch of time on video games. And once I pulled my head out of my ass, invested in myself, started getting certifications and routing, switching, firewalls, VMware, Microsoft, right? The income I started earning on a yearly basis went to the moon, right? And then you compound that with watching your expenses. I got a little crazy there for a while. When it first started going like this, the guitars, you know how it is, right? I would buy all these. I got into a guitar kick for a while, spent a bunch of money on guitar. And you fill yourself with all these things that try and fill that void with. And then if you could really just tone it down and focus on I try and get rid of everything that I don't use or don't need. Right. And I still could do a much better job. Just stop buying things, right? Because all I need is a computer to hang out and chat with you guys or buy crypto or buy NFTs. That fulfills me right there. I don't need much else. Like my watch and my phone, right? Bob's your uncle. That's about all I need. I don't really need a bunch of different toys. And why go spend money? Say, for example, drones look really cool. I'm going to go out and buy a drone and fly it. You're going to be bored of that shit most likely in 2 days, right? And instead of buying $1,000 drone, you could have bought $1,000 worth of Cardano. Take it, earn passive income. Build up your again, dig deep, right? Dig deep. This is the opportunity right now is unbelievable how it could change your wealth. But you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to get on that shoestring budget, right? You're going to have to tighten that belt. What other sayings could I pull out of my ass? Tighten the belt, baby. Tighten the belt. Dig deep. Say you enjoy. Now this one's a tough one. Right? I get it. This one's gonna be a tough one. Say you like a good IPA or a good microbrew, right? And you're spending, or a good wine or some good. You know what I'm saying? and you're spending a lot of money on like a couple $100 a month on this beer. I don't know, maybe cut it down to Coors Light or something, right? It's a little bit of extra money from crypto. I mess around with it a bit, but I'm mostly like network systems and some. I mean, I do Palo Alto firewalls, but I don't do any of the real. I can't even think of the name right now. Their intrusion prevention tools, Cortex, and all that other stuff. I don't do a lot with that. I considered it for a minute. I'm getting too old, man. Also, I do a lot with Azure, but dude, that shit takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of freaking time to stay on top of that and be, yeah. I'm pretty good with Palo Alto. I've done a lot of them, some pretty big projects, but DevOps, man, that would basically be a career change for me. And there's definitely opportunity there, right? Any of the DevOps stuff, especially if you get good with like the programming, there's so much. Again, if you have kids or you're young, dude, go take a Python class. Go start learning Python. That will jumpstart you into learning blockchain and the coding. There is so much, and even if you don't go into blockchain, you figure out blockchain's not your thing, maybe you do go into like automation and networking or systems or in Azure or something like that. Dude, that is, if that's the kind of stuff you enjoy, that is investing in your future. Spend the time to learn it when you're not, right? Because of this NFT craze, I know there's a lot of people out there quitting their jobs for NFTs. This could stop. There's going to be blood in the streets. Excuse me. So the people that didn't do well and have all their money in NFTs, and if there's a major crash and you don't have like, it's kind of like this. If you're a pro stock trader, which most people don't succeed at, you got to know when to take profits and be able to have enough profits to hold you during those bad times. So a lot of people. While there's a lot of people making good money in NFTs right now, the euphoria is really freaking high. The greed factor is really high. And there's a good chance you're going to be wrecked. And I talked about this quite a bit yesterday, if you missed that. Kind of one of those titles that people are like, right, it's a little bit, this guy's an idiot. Everyone's going to get rich in NFTs. The fact that he doesn't think that. Anyway, so might want to check that out. I have basically all my NFTs I own right now on Ethereum are free, and I got all my Ethereum back in the wallet. And in fact, taking a quick look, I'm still extremely bullish on this NFT. I own one. I should have bought another. I was considering buying another one yesterday, but I didn't. And I somewhat regret that decision, but then again, I don't. There's fun in NFTs too, right? So this is, again, an amazing community. So far, the best community I've been a part of. And don't get me wrong, I haven't been a part of the CyberConks community, right? I'm not in the special CyberConks, so that's supposed to be a really good one. But it's these mutant cats who are doing really cool stuff with their DAO, earning fish tokens. This thing, I think, pushed 3 Ethereum floor. I almost bought another one at 1.5, and I was like, oh man, then it started running to 1.75, and I'm like, should I buy it? I didn't. I woke up and this thing was 2.5, 80, let's take a look. Like, the Nansen Pranksy bought a bunch yesterday, he bought more today. Legendary ETH bought more. The whales are buying at the floor, and they're buying rares above the floor. And here's the thing. There's not much left to buy. 85% of them are off the market. Completely off the market. There's 1,500 left that aren't staked, which is insane. And if you go to what's actually for sale, by now, what do we got? We got 190. There's only 196 on the market. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And I'm not saying go ape into this right now. I mean, I don't even know this. Like for me, I'm almost already priced out for the second one. In fact, I am priced out because I'm not sending more Ethereum over, right? So I'm priced out myself. I mean, I could send, but I'm not going to. They got some really cool shit coming up. There's this Yummi drop today. I kind of don't want to tell anyone about this, because I want one. There's only going to be 250 of them. I think it's at 2200 UTC. So put that into your own Google. I think that's 3 o'clock PST for me. There's only going to be 250 of them. I have no perception that I'm going to get one, but I'm going to try if I remember, which is highly unlikely that I will. But I am going to try and get one of these. They are pretty dope. I'm extremely bullish. All right, actually, real quick. Let's see what's going. Let me show you what's going on. Discord. So Mutant Cats, the Discord's blowing up. Pretty much all organic. And they got some really cool stuff coming up. You earn fish tokens. The breeding's coming up. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. They got a mutant drop coming, and there's a lot of good things. So what I will do is pop this in there if you guys want to check it out, and check out the community for yourself. That not all right? There we go. All right, so the two like major blue chips. One we talked about, SpaceBudz. I'm missing the boat on this. And the other one that's freaking exploding is Clay Nation. I think Clay Nation has solidified itself. Like SpaceBudz, it's a little bit more within reach, but I'm still pretty bummed about it. I barely even want to pull it up. It is a very unique idea. I believe they're the first one to do this whole clay thing. I'm pretty sure, I'm sure there's a copycat of it on Ethereum. Why? Come on, dude. Why can't this be alpha start? Why does this gotta be? All right. So I did buy one. I paid 810. All right. I don't even want to look. It's just going to infuriate me. I paid 810. This was last week. I paid 810 for a Clay Nation. And the floor wasn't even moving at the time. The a-hole decided to not send it over. So this is one of the bad things right now about CNFT. You have to buy it, and then the owner has to send it to you, and they have 24 hours to do so. And the owner's like, you know what? And that's kind of the thing, right? You go sell something, and then if someone buys it, it's just kind of natural human instinct. It's like, oh shit, man, someone wants that? Maybe I should hold on to it. So immediately, you could have this seller's regret and not send it. If it's like OpenSea where you buy it and it's done, it's game over, obviously that won't happen. And so I don't know how long it's going to take for them to implement that, or if another marketplace is going to do it. Or, something like OpenSea. Like, I would imagine OpenSea is eventually going to come to Cardano. They'd be stupid not to. And Solana. But who the hell knows? They can't even, they are so successful right now, they can't even keep up with the Ethereum side of it. They made what, like $2 billion in September? I think they're going to surpass that in October, like by leaps and bounds. So, it's going to be interesting. This one here looks pretty cool. I don't know what it is. I want one with a joint. And it's not like I want, a wake and bake or anything, but are these eyes? I like this one. Anyway, I bought one for 810. They didn't send it. Like, I wish I could. I mean, I could. I'm not FOMOing in, and maybe it's a mistake. Long term, again, that mindset. Long term, there's no doubt in my mind these are going to go up in value. So this is probably a really good deal right now. But I'm going to watch. And if I miss out, I miss out. So these have almost doubled since like last week. And the last one that don't know that it's blue chip, but it's close to blue chip, and I think it can become blue chip and is going to continue to be really well. I did buy 4 of these, and that's going to be the Yummi Naru, the Yummi Universe. Let's see, I have a spreadsheet. See if I can find it. I did start tracking this in. So I was picking these up. I bought one that I really liked at $295. That is my profile pick on Twitter right now. I thought these were stupid in the beginning, but I'm falling in love with them. And then I bought one at like $250 when the floor was $250. The floor was dipping. I bought a couple more at like $240 and $239. The floor continued to dip to like $220. I considered buying another, but I didn't. I should have bought a few, right? That one's starting to heat up too. The floor on this one now, I think, is pushing 300. I think this could start pushing up to like 400 here pretty soon. But we'll have to see how this works out. In general, I don't think there's a lot of well action over on Cardano. Obviously, there's going to be some in SpaceBudz. I mean, you got to be somewhat well status. I don't know if they're sweeping the floors over there, right? There's not as good analytics as you can get on like Ethereum, or maybe I just haven't found them yet. There's an analytics tool that I have. I'm pretty sure it's in my description. cnft analytics or something like that. Whoa, I don't want to show you this one yet. This is going to be part of my video tomorrow, maybe, right? Yeah, there we go. cnft analytics IO is pretty decent. But there's a lot better tools, hopefully, that'll come here in the future. Actually, this has changed. A little spooky change since I've last been here. Am I on the right website? Wow, did they get taken over? Never purchase. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. All right, here we go. Yeah, they just added a different theme. So this does give you some stuff. I don't, like, you can't really drill down. Oh, I guess you can. But it's not the same kind of stats as things like, I would love Nansen. I paid for Nansen. I would love them to get Cardano. And I would imagine they would in the future. That Dune Analytics, I'll give you a little hint. It's pretty decent. You want to check that one out. It's almost as good as Nansen. The one thing I found it doesn't have is the notable buyers. Anyway, that's it on Cardano. I said this would be a quick one. Well, you know how it is. I can wax on for an hour. Really appreciate everyone who hits the likes. I'm going to wrap this up unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about. The blue chips right now, like I said, the blue chips on Cardano. If you're not in the Cardano network, minting over there, there's a lot of garbage projects. There's some cool ones coming up. Let's refresh this and see what we got. But just like every IMX, Solana, it is just, right now, it's a lot of cash grabs. You're really going to want to find the good projects. You're really going to want to find the projects with great roadmaps, great discords, great teams. There is, which one is it? I was considering selling my because I have this Cardano 8 family, and so the Cardano 8 2D is doing really well. Here we go, Cardano 8. I paid $212 for that. I think the floor on that's around 300. The baby monkey, I mean, I'm going to sell that one for a loss. It'd probably be a wash. Cardano 8 3D, I think, is around the same floor, but I got a free Cardano home. Those things are selling for like 500. So I was considered selling out of all those to buy like a Clay Nation or something, but I'm going to hold on to those right now because their roadmap interests the hell out of me, right? It's very similar to what's going on. They're going to continue to have drops and utility and breeding and token and all that stuff coming. I don't know all the particulars, if, ands, or buts, but I'm excited because that's a Cardano community and system building together and putting together a lot of things that are really, really working well for some of these projects on Mutant Cats. I will say, like I said, the Mutant Cats is exploding. I'm really excited about the fish, the breeding. There's another project that's got something similar coming up, Yakuza Cats. The floor on that's really dipped. I paid like 0.61 for this. I think it's down to around 0.4 right now. This is definitely a DYOR. A little bit of blood in the street, but they have a token and utility and a game, and I think staking and all this stuff. So definitely check them out. This could be, and this isn't supposed to come till like November 1. So this is definitely one of those things that they say there's 104,000 in the Discord. I gotta say, I was in it last night. Chat doesn't move it like that. But I'm holding on to mine. I'm not taking my losses right now because once this like staking and token happens, I think it's going to pop no matter what. I'm much more bullish Mutant Cats long term. Again, it's going to be dependent on whether or not this team can produce what they're saying. The Mutant Cat team, oh my goodness, dude, like, it's unbelievable how much money and effort they put into this. They're constantly giving us announcements and updates. It's a big team. Like I said, just announcements on top of announcements, right? I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. They don't even want me to tell anyone. They wanted to keep it on the hush hush. Oh, good. It's not in this one. You're going to have to go to the Discord and find it for yourself. Like 4 or 5 announcements and updates a day. Like I said, everything's going. Of course, everyone's happy because Mutant Cats is going to the moon. But anyway, really appreciate it. I am going to wrap it up for reals this time. You know how I say I'm going to wrap it up, but I don't wrap it up. I love you guys all. I'll be back tomorrow, 6:25 a.m. PST. Be there, be square, and peace.